My mother has said I had a good voice for a good face for radio.
See, now it's actually true.
Ma.
It's Walt, 101 WKQX, hanging out with the guys from the So So Glos.
How you guys
Alex?
doing?
Ryan?
Zach.
Sorry.
Ryan, we get that a lot.
Lollapalooza. Well, okay, we're at Lollapalooza 2014, but your brother plays in the band.
We are brothers.
We're also brothers.
And
Step brothers.
now you, the late edition brother.
Yeah, like 3 years in, 4 years in.
Well, yeah, when our parents got divorced and remarried in 1991, we started this band.
All right, so now did you
we're
know
OG.
Zach before?
we met first. I met Ryan, in fact, first, and then our parents met through us.
Are you responsible for getting your parents to hook up?
Yes, 100%.
I think that's kind of cool. So did you have the same similar interests musically when you guys met?
We would always listen to music, you know.
Music was just salvation, you know. At a young age, dealing with all the adversity and stuff you go through.
Yeah.
We found punk rock. You know, we were digging through our parents' record collections first, and then thank God, the early '90s was playing really good music on the radio,
Right.
and that helped a lot too.
So what kind of things did you find in your parents' record collection that really spoke to you?
You know, I think it started with like the Ramones and some of that. You know, the Big Audio Dynamite and
Awesome.
the Clash, all those, you know, all their late '70s stuff, and then they had a great collection of like British Invasion stuff as well, Kinks, you know, all of those bands, the Zombies, and
Right.
so they just had. Luckily, they had a really good history up until about 1970 something or 80. That's when we had to pick up, and then we had to
Fell
get
off
involved in the rest.
Right. Olivia Newton-John, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
so
they just had kids, and they kind of lost track of, like, you know.
I think that there's a real authenticity to the music that you guys are doing.
Oh, cheers, man.
Which I mean, that's a big thing because so many bands who do punk rock now, right? They can they do what they think they're supposed to do to be punk rock, but I
Right.
don't feel that when I listen to the So So Glos.
Well, that's because we never learned what we were doing.
Right.
And we started a band when we were literally 4 years old, and the idea and the feeling and the emotion came long before the songwriting craft or the musical knowledge.
Sure.
So we just kind of like, we're doing what we always did, which is write songs, a lot of it about angst and some socially conscious political stuff. And then, you know, we just grew up.
Right.
And we learned a couple tricks, but never classically trained or anything like that. So there's no gimmick.
Right.
There's no kitsch with what we do. It's pop music, subversive pop music in the form of rock and roll.
But I think that that's really what was always at the heart of punk rock. You know, way back when it was. They were really just pop songs, just delivered in a
Pop
angsty
songs
style.
by people who don't know how to play their instruments.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to just
learn.
write better songs. That's all we're trying to do.
And you also stick to the philosophy. You do the DIY philosophy a lot. That seems to be very important to you. Why is that?
But that's our roots, you know. That's, like I said, we came up getting into hip hop and punk rock and all ages shows. That's the place where you go, you know. And that's the DIY movement is very heavy on that aspect of it, in the face of stringent laws. So we do what we can do, you know. We try to contribute to scenes that helped us realize what we wanted to do.
I mean, it's the most important to hear good music when you're 16, 17.
When you need it.
Like, that's when you need it the
That
most.
really is so true.
So
And
we run a venue called Shea Stadium in Brooklyn.
Well, that's my next question.
Yeah.
I want to hear about Shea Stadium.
Shea Stadium, not the old Met Stadium, but a new Shea Stadium we opened up, named after the old stadium, where we have all ages shows. It's about 200 capacity, very small room, very intimate. And we got 4 shows a night there. Kids come out and have fun, you know?
Now, recently you had one of our very own bands in Chicago, the Orwells.
Oh, yeah, Orwells, yeah. We know those guys,
Yeah.
Shea Stadium does retain some of the grit, some of the 80s nostalgia, I suppose, of the original Shea Stadium, but pushing forward, going to the future, because nostalgia's dead, man. It's over.
And it's in Brooklyn, so
It's
if
in
anybody was
Brooklyn.
hang out in New York City, they can stop by and
We got
check out
shows.
a great show.
We
Doors
got a
always
website,
open.
live at SheaStadium.com, where we actually archive and stream all the
sweet.
live sets. So you can hear anybody live that's played Shea.
Awesome.
So-
All right, so yesterday, you guys kicked off Lollapalooza. How
That's
did
right.
that
First
feel?
band, first day, went on late.
A little bit. I guess
Kid-
there's a
little
slight
rain
delay
scare.
type thing, but
It wasn't rainy at all. In fact, these British people were complaining, going, "It's a fucking typical sunny day in London."
Curse, huh?
I can't
That's all
curse
right.
on the radio.
That's all right.
Whoops.
But it's
FCC.
like we were able to hear it, and man, you really kicked it off, raised the bar really high. From
Well,
the
yeah,
beginning,
we
so-
wanted to kick it off with a bang, have some energy going.
It sounded like the
Get
crowd
these
was
kids
way
pumped.
into it.
They say, they put the only punk rock band and Lollapalooza on first,
Yeah.
in case there's any problems.
For fear of a riot happening later.
And then all the kids that get their mosh pit out of the way, they get their rocks off, and then they banish it from the rest of the festival. And the feeling grows.
Well,
And the feeling grows. It ruminates.
a couple of my favorites. I love Lost Weekend.
Lost
Thank you.
I
Weekend.
think that
Thanks
one's
so much.
awesome. Distown is great.
Yeah,
So
Distown.
really loving the album. And what's next for you guys?
Next is touring and then a new record.
Yeah,
It's
we're
gonna be
working on a new record, so it should be out next year, I guess. And we got a lot of tours coming up. We got Stiff Little Fingers tour.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
We're coming through here. Oh wait, maybe not. Anyway, we're opening for Stiff Little Fingers, legendary punk band.
Because that's a Riot Fest thing, isn't it? I
Well,
get
we'll
it.
be back.
Oh,
We're
we
doing
will
an
be
after
back.
party for Ride Fest.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
So look
We'll
out
look
for
forward
that.
to
It will be announced soon. Yeah.
We'll look forward to that.
And then we're doing a tour with the Hold Steady in Europe, UK and Europe, all October.
Awesome. All right, so you're gonna have a busy rest of the year.
This Riot
Yeah.
Fest lineup is gonna
Sick, isn't it?
Pretty crazy.
Oh.
It is.
Wait to see the Wu-Tang Clan
All right,
share
we'll,
the bill.
we'll have to hook up when you guys come back to town.
Oh,
for that.
definitely.
Yeah.
We'll link
Oh,
up
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
The So So Glos hanging out at Lollapalooza.
Thank you, guys.